G'day viewers, it's Michael here again and welcome back to Single Racer. And I'm back again in this second video to test out the new beta version, which is 0.8.7, which dropped for me today but should drop for the early access people in a day or two, or you should probably, you might already have it when this video goes online. But just a few bits of housekeeping because I want to test the time trial which has been added to this particular version of the beta. And so if we have a look here, this is also a new version of the force feedback that's been added. So you have like what is now called the old default, or the previous default force feedback, and now you have a new one. And I have to say that this is much improved, especially at least for me, and I have a Logitech G29. I felt like I could feel almost individual wheels, but definitely the wheels on each side. So as the car was sliding either left or right, I felt like I could really feel both wheels on whichever side it was sliding to, and that was a great improvement that I noticed straight away. So if you haven't done it already, make sure to check out this new default and give that a test. But the second thing too is that because this is a time trial which I've just received as because I own the beta version, no one has actually done any times, of course. So, but this is what it looks like, and just like Project Cars 2, you'll have a whole list of times to compare once people start hot lapping and time trialing and add a few times to this list. And the third and final thing, I guess, is that I was automatically, like I do in Assetto Corsa, going to run a setup, but then as I was changing things, I realized that the better thing to do, because not everyone will have access to the game, or to the sim, unless you've bought the early access version. So I've decided just to run it as the default. So the time set, I reset it. Here you can see the reset to defaults, so it's stock standard. You can see the fuel levels. It's all pretty much as it is default out of the box. So give it a go. Now the time that I set is just for fun. It was just to have a go, especially with the new force feedback, to test it out, and I think it's fantastic. But there's one more thing that I need to add. And in a way, I'm so frustrated that I have to even say this, but of course it actually affects the replay. And that is that when I hear that this is nothing more than DLC for Project Cars 2, and don't take offense to this is just my opinion, but I kind of laugh at that. To me, this game or sim feels nothing like Project Cars 2 at all, as far as the sim goes, the feeling in the car and what the car information gives you. But I realised that, are we blaming Project Cars 2 or the Unreal Engine itself, or the fact that also it's my understanding that a few of the Project Cars 2 team have come across to help Reza, just with the initial layouts and the look and the build of the internals of the game. And this unfortunately comes across because it just makes me so mad that one of the reasons I personally dislike Project Cars 2, mainly because I find the sound very irritating, the sounds of the engines and everything. So I've barely played it, but one of the things that really put me off, and it puts me off here, but to me the sim is so good that it's not a deal breaker, but I cannot believe that in your replay of a time trial, it only captures the 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes. So on a longer track, while using the replay, I can't even get a full 2 minutes on a track that's more than 2 minutes long. I mean, I don't want to swear, but it's freaking ridiculous, truly freaking ridiculous that you still can't save a full replay. And just to explain, I'm very conscious as a VR user because I deliberately made the last video in monitor form, or like 2D if you like, and this video in VR because I feel it gives me the best time when I'm time trialing. But the fact that I am aware that I shake a lot when I'm racing properly, I don't want to use that vision. So I go to the replay and then hold the VR much more steady, so hopefully it doesn't make people sick when they're watching. But I realized that I didn't get the full lap in because it has that 2-minute limit. Freaking ridiculous. But anyway, that's my piece. But it's not a deal breaker for me. It's frustrating as a creator, but this sim is so good. To me, it's almost as good as the Assetto Corsa. So now, let's go to the hot lap. So this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later. And let's go hot lapping.